Alright, so what you guys want to do is after you guys take your old water pump off, the mechanical one that's driven off the pulley, you're gonna want to clean all the sealant that you have on the side off, all the way around through here. Make sure that's all clear, so when you put the K2 electric water pump plate on, it fits in perfectly with everything sealed up. And also you're gonna have studs. If you have a K20A2 like me, you're gonna have one stud here. With a K24, I think you have one stud here and one stud on this end. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to put a nut, two nuts, tighten them up with each other, and then with the one that's closest to the inside, just start wrenching it and the stud will start coming out. Let me show you guys how. So after you guys have the two nuts on, see, one in the back, one in the front, you're gonna tighten them up against each other, and then with a wrench, you're gonna start undoing this nut counterclockwise, and it'll take out the stud. You can also put a vice grip on the shank of this bolt and take it out like that too. You're gonna damage the bolt, but that's another option as well. Okay, so I finished up cleaning the sealant that was around here. I used a plastic scraper instead of a metal one, because the metal one can put deep scratches inside this right here. And also I used some Scotch-Brite. Scotch-Brite will scratch it up, but it's not gonna make big grooves like a metal spatula would. Also, just as a secondary precaution, also vacuum out everything inside. Make sure you have nothing that's on the inside. This is where the water will come out from, and this is where the oil goes through. See, from the bottom of the timing chain area, it goes in here. And also, after you guys take the thermostat out, there's a hose that runs from the K series from here all the way till this right here. This is for the thermostat. You can put a block off on this, and on the K20A2s you have a oil cooler system that's already built inside the motor. For now, you guys can block this off too. It's not really gonna do anything to the engine. For me, I'm gonna run a different oil cooler. Alright, so guys, this right here, the K2 electric water pump kit. This is the one with the B series alternator, and I have the B series alternator right here. The B series alternator you guys are going to be using is going to be from a 99 CRV with a B20 engine, because it has the same connector as the K series. See it right there. So to put this water pump kit on, you have one small screw and four big ones. That one small screw is gonna go on your top left hand bottom side after you put this on. So the small one goes right here, and then the two big ones will go right here, and then the other two big ones will go on the bottom with this on right here. And remember, this side is facing outwards. Okay, so before I install, I'm gonna put this fitting that's provided inside the kit here. So I'm gonna put the O-ring onto the top piece right here, the flat side. You're gonna put tape around the thread so it doesn't damage the O-ring, and you're gonna put the O-ring all the way down. And the kit I have, I forgot to tell you guys, is the B series alternator kit with the water pump bracket. Alright guys, now I have my bracket in. I tied all of them up. I didn't tight this yet, but you can go ahead and tight this one up too. It's going to be up to 40 foot-pounds, and make sure you guys torque these because it has a lot of vibrations and it can all back up. You want to use a little bit of Loctite there too. Next up is going to be installing the bracket for the water pump. It goes right here. You're going to use a spacer that goes right here, that's provided in the kit, the long spacer right there. That's where the spacer goes, and then the long bolt goes here and the small bolt goes here. It's all inside this kit. So now you guys have this in, you can tighten it down, and now you're gonna want to put this union in. It goes in right here. It's the one with the big threads. Goes in, and you can tighten that one down too. Go ahead and install it, tighten that down, and now you come here to your water pump. You have this other fitting that's included inside the kit, and you can go ahead plug that side into the over here. The one that's the lower side, you put that fitting there, and you can go ahead and put this side. This is where your hose goes into and goes into the radiator. You can put this onto the other side, and make sure you guys have the O-rings in on everything. And to put the O-rings on, you're gonna want to put some tape around the threads so you don't damage the O-rings and then slip them on. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how to put on the water pump. Every time you tighten down a bolt or torque it down, make sure you put a little bit of torque seal on it. It goes from the bolt to the mounting surface. That's to let you know if this bolt's ever backing out, you can prevent something happening in the future. So to put this water pump on, this is a Mazira's water pump, and so you see there's some threads in the back. It goes in like this, and it'll mount up like that with the bolts. These two bolts right here, you're gonna install them with a washer from the back side facing forward like this, and you can go ahead tighten those down, and yeah. Okay, so once you guys have your kit mounted, your pump mounted, you're gonna go ahead and mock up the 120 degrees fitting, one on the top, one on the bottom, and you're gonna measure it from top to bottom and see where it goes. So from the top to the bottom, it should go a little bit extra way down, and you see where I put the tape. Halfway in between that, I'm gonna cut it to mount the fittings onto the tape. So these fittings are pretty simple to install. All you're gonna do is push the hose all the way inside as much as it goes, and then you're gonna grab that fitting right there, and you're just gonna turn it onto the hose. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna compress the hose to the wall, and it's gonna make it watertight. And you're gonna do that for both sides, and make sure you guys put masking tape on before you guys cut it. Otherwise the threads of this right here are gonna go everywhere, and it's not gonna be that fun. And then I also ran the wire for the pump. So right here, this wire comes out the pump, goes right here, and it clips into this. This is also included in the kit. It goes right here and into a fuse, which is included in the kit. It's already built into the wire. And from there, I got this wire running all the way from here there, and then from there it goes inside the firewall into the cockpit, into the dashboard. And then the black wire right here, which is the negative, you're just gonna ground it to the negative side. And let me bring you guys inside. That wire comes out through here into the switch panel that I have going on right here. And from there, this side is gonna go to the battery, the positive side. And that's it. Okay, so once you guys have this little piece onto the hose, all you're gonna do is put this hose in, this one right here, into the fitting and screw it down, and make sure this goes inside the hose. You're gonna want to put this side inside a vise, and then you're gonna want to grab a big opening wrench and then just screw this down. Alright guys, inside the kit there is this pulley too. What you guys want to do is take the bolt out and install the new pulley. You can take this bolt out in two ways. One is with an impact gun. That's the easiest way. The other way is you put a wrench. It has to be a wrench on this side, and then a small one on the inside, and the small one you're gonna spin clockwise to loosen the big nut out. And then just install this one right here, which is included inside the kit, and you're ready to go with the alternator. That's the only thing you have to do with the alternator. And again, this is a alternator from a 99 CRV from a B20 engine. That's the one that has the same style plug as the K series. Alright guys, so once you clamp it down into the vise, just grab an opener and wrench and just twist the nut until it's almost seated, and you should be good. Alright guys, so after you guys have your hose installed all the way through, you can mock up the alternator now. Well, not mock up, you guys are gonna put it on. So it has one screw on the bottom. Don't worry about the aft one. The aft screw you're gonna take out, but you see there's gonna be two bars running through, one in the back, one in the front. You're gonna mount the alternator in the front one. You take out the back screw, because the back screw is just like a safety to hold this in. And with that, you also have this screw right here that holds it in. So you're gonna tighten both of these up. And then after you tighten those up, you guys are gonna put the top screw in. The top screw has a flat side. The flat side is gonna go on the bottom. So after you guys put the belt in, you pry it open, you put the flat side on the bottom, and then you can go ahead and tighten it up with the lock nut. Alright guys, I have the kit fully installed. You just have to pry from right here to right here with the pry bar to tension up the belt. So my belt is good and tight. Right here, I'm just gonna have a 90, because I have a 90 degrees hose that goes from right here to my radiator. You can also put on like a hose like this, a threaded hose, and run it to wherever your radiator is. That's gonna be it for this video. All you have to do now is hook up the alternator and the electric pump. I already showed you my wiring. Just goes through right here inside my firewall to my switch panel that's inside, and then from my switch panel it goes to the battery, the positive side. The electric pump already has a built-in fuse. You guys don't have to worry about installing a fuse, just a switch, and that'll be it for the electric water pump.